Alright, so welcome back to What Would They Think? Basically where I take two characters and more or less have what would they think of one another if they had ever met. And this time it's going to be, what would Randy Cunningham from Randy Cunningham 9th Grade Ninja think of Matt Murdock, Daredevil? So I kind of imagine them kind of having the same kind of relationship I would imagine Danny Phantom and Spider-Man would have if they had ever met, like a friend/mentor-student relationship. That's how I kind of imagine it. Daredevil, I think, would be kind of like he would first meet Randy and just be like, "You have got so much skill behind you, but you just don't know how to use it. You would have, you have all this, you trained yourself from a book. You've never really had a true master." And you have all this weaponry, and you think you have all this skill, but you really need to depend on yourself. Where, Daredevil, even though he had Styx training to help him, he did do a good amount of training by himself. So I think Daredevil would help teach him some of his moves. And I think Randy would be in total awe of being in the presence of of Daredevil, of more or less a guy who is, this superhero that is known for being this lone avenging knight, so to speak. And I think he would just be in awe. Is like, you want to? He's like, can we team up? Can we team up, or can I get an autograph, or can I get a hug? Yeah. So I can only imagine what that would be like for Randy being being around this character. And yeah, I could also imagine that they would have a lot to talk about. I could see Randy telling Matt about Hannibal McFist and how he controls the town, and Matt being like, "Oh man, I have been there before. You ever heard of a guy named Wilson Fisk?" Yeah, they would definitely connect on having all this information, having all this dirt. And I'm not talking about like Marvel. I'm talking more Marvel Comics than I am Marvel Comics Daredevil than I am movie Daredevil. Just to clarify. So yeah, them kind of having that common ground of, we fought villains before that have protection from the world around them. Yeah, so we have that going for us. Yay. But yeah, with that being said, I think, among other things, I think it would be fun to see them kind of spar. Like, that would be a lot of fun to see Randy sparring with Matt, and just being like, okay, I am a pretty good ninja. I mean, hell, I am the ninja of Norrisville, and I've got a lot of weapons behind me. And Matt would just be like, show me. And proceed to, just with his billy club. I don't even think Matt would use his billy clubs in this situation. Like, he would just put them away and just be like, just come at me with any weapon you want, and we'll see how good you are. And of course, Randy getting horribly embarrassed by Daredevil in the process. So I think that, I can just imagine, like, were you even trying to hit me with the sword or the ninja rings? I don't know. I don't feel like, you tried. I was like, I was trying. And while he's telling him this, he would have his Randy's arm twisted all the way up his back to the, like, it almost feels like he's breaking it. And just be like, were you even trying? Because I could hear, I could hear you from literally a mile away. So, among other things, I think it would also be fun to see Howard hang out with Foggy. I think that would be a lot of fun as well. Like, does he get all the? I could see like Foggy and Howard sitting on the sidelines while Daredevil and Randy are training, and Howard basically asking Foggy, so does your friend get all the girls too? Yep. You always on the sidelines giving snide remarks? Yep. Bros. Because when you think about it, when you really do think about it, Randy and Howard are a lot like they're like a kid version, they're literally like a kid version of Foggy and Matt. They're very much like Foggy Nelson and Matt Murdock, just a little, if they met in high school and were a lot more immature. I imagine this would be how Matt and Foggy's friendship would be if they met in high school and not in college. But yeah, among other things with this, I think it would be fun to see, like, Randy team up with Daredevil against the Hand and actually fight ninjas who are, actual ninjas who use their, skills instead of on monsters, they use them on innocent civilians. So I think it would be interesting to see Randy kind of Randy kind of try to, get around that. It's like, oh, there are ninjas out there who want to kill people. It's not good. That's not good for my image. And I think it would be a lot of fun to see, again, Matt take Randy under his wing and teach him all he knows from Stick and some of his own self-training. So I think that would be a lot of fun to see how see Matt take him under his wing and teach him a little more on the ropes. Because there was an episode where Randy actually quote unquote lost his sight. He didn't really lose his sight. Whenever he became the ninja, the word "shoob" kept blocking his vision, and he had to be trained by S. Ward Smith, the guy who builds weapons for the ninja, to kind of learn to be trained past that. And it reminded me so much of like Daredevil and Stick's training in a way, and I kind of felt like, yeah, if it does feel like something Stick would train Daredevil in. So it did remind me something of a little bit of Daredevil right there, and hence why this vid came to be. So with that, I think they would, Daredevil would be like, look, you talk too much, you have way too much fun with it, and you're a little too young to be doing this. You're a lot like you're like a friend. You're like a certain friend of mine who shoots webs. And having said all that, you're gonna do pretty good, kid. So I think it would be a lot of fun. This would be a lot of fun to see. So you guys tell me, what do you guys think Daredevil would think of Randy Cunningham? You guys tell me in the comments below. Once again, hope y'all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.